Hello. Today it's my great honor and pleasure to invite back a very familiar face to RAN, Heather Foster. Welcome home. How you doing?
Hello. I'm really good. I'm so excited.
You have been very excitable in the background and online, the sort of build up to coming back. But I think I just want to give everybody a little bit of a perspective of what this means to you, but also what it means to the network. You are a familiar face. Everybody that knew you over the years knew you as Heather from RAN. And you've had a short time out of the business elsewhere, and you decided to come back. So how does that, first of all, how does that feel to you?
I feel like I have genuinely come home. I've had a fabulous 10 months and I have nothing bad to say about the sort of last 10 months going off and experiencing different things. But genuinely within an hour of coming back, it felt as though I'd never been away. And the reception that I've had from everybody that I've spoken to so far has just been, I couldn't have wished for a better reception, really.
Well, you are very welcome home, and I know that we're all grateful to have you back on hand. Most importantly, I think you've got lots of members out there who you had a very good relationship with over the years, and
Yeah.
if we've got to know something about RAN, it's all about those relationships, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Do you know what? The members that we have at Relocation Agent Network are just, they're second to none. You couldn't ask for better estate agents to be able to work with. And they are a huge part of why I came back, because I missed working with them and just genuinely being in their company and learning from them, because I've learned so much.
And sort of being out there in the wild, as it was, and seeing other agents, it's fair to say. I mean, we know that RAN is invitation only, and we know that there's a fairly high bar set on who could be a member. But
Yeah.
um, genuinely, there's no uniform level across the industry, is there, in terms of standard of agent? We are truly lucky to have that agents working to such a high standard of customer care
Absolutely.
in RAN. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, it is genuinely, it's not treating your customers as just a transaction.
Yeah.
They actually care about their customers. They genuinely want to help them. And in a lot of cases where you have customers that are coming from outside of an area or moving to a different area, it's going that one step above and beyond, which very few agents other than the RAN agents actually take the time to. Yeah, they're not going to benefit from the transaction, but they just want to help them. They want to make it a memorable experience for them and make sure that they get the repeat business.
It's amazing to me that the statistics of the number of people that do move out of an area to another area,
Yeah.
and the fact that in actual fact, when agents are processing inquiries, standard agents don't tend to ask because they don't care necessarily. They
Yeah.
don't ask that question. They don't go into the depth of, okay, look, you've got a house to sell, but where are you moving to, or where are you moving from? And there's money there, there's leads there,
Oh,
there's
100.
gold
There's
in
so
all
much.
of those conversations. But I think what runs through the middle of it all, as you quite rightly said, is the ability to really help those people and to take that effort to understand their situation and to help them. So it stands to reason that RAN members are going to have more of those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're looking at somebody relocating, a lot of the transactions where people are looking at relocating, it could be that they're relocating to a neighbouring town. We're not talking about somebody moving from Scotland to Penzance. We're
Yeah.
talking about somebody moving from Aylesbury to Buckingham. We're talking, Watford to St Albans. They are so close to each other, but if an agent doesn't have an office in that particular area, why wouldn't you make sure that that customer is actually proceedable?
Yeah.
Because you're going to waste the time putting them on the mailing list when they're not already on the market. You don't want to let them view properties. You're not going to be accepting offers from them. So get them in a position where they are proceedable and you can actually work with them and help them. So for me, it's really important from a membership point of view, that the agents that we do have on board genuinely have that interest in helping each other win additional listings and earning money and revenue from it.
So I think it's fair to say that the Ran you left, although well loved and very familiar, is different to the Ran that you're rejoining, in as much as it's still got the same heart and soul, but it's got more going on at the moment than ever before.
So
Can we talk about some of that? I don't
yeah,
know
of
if we
course we
can.
can. Yeah, of course we can. I mean,
I don't know.
I'll talk about a little story, a little engagement that you and I had a couple of months ago when we were first starting to sort of feel the way as to whether or not I could or should come back to Ran. And one of the things that sort of stands out for me is I don't want to go back to stay still. I want to go back to go forwards. And for me, it was really about not just as in my own progression, my own personal development, but the network as a whole. I want to see that there is a trajectory that the network is going on to, let's not say, make Ran great again, because Ran is great already, but it's to really enhance and, sort of get the network to that next level, next level agents that are coming into the network that are going to benefit not just from the referrals, but from all of the other effects that membership brings. So since I've come back, some of the really good things, I've literally, it's been a 2-week whirlwind. I haven't touched the floor since I've come back. But one of the first things that we've done is we've switched back on the online training. So we have what we call a RAN accreditation, where you can become relocation specialists, and they're now back on. We had our first session yesterday, our first draft of employees that work for RAN member offices that have all started that journey now to get their RAN accreditation. And that is now back and live. So you can book those sessions through the members area. Really simple. Go to your staff profile, scroll down to training, and then you can start the RAN accreditation. What that enables the staff to do is really understand what the concept of RAN is, but also understand how to use the system and be able to send leads to other member agents, and make sure the leads coming in are also being updated. So that's first things first. One of the things our members have been really crying out for is get that online training set back up again. I've also set up over the next 5 weeks RAN drop-in sessions. So any staff that aren't currently registered on our system that want to start getting to use the system, be able to understand RAN, we've got these drop-in sessions now, so they can hop on, we can help them get it set up, and we'll also help them on their journey to becoming a RAN accredited specialist. So I'm really excited for those over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks. And I encourage everybody, I implore everybody, get yourselves registered.
And there's plenty of dates, isn't there? So there's flexibility. If you can't make it one day, you can come to another session, and there's plenty of room for everybody.
10 o'clock every Thursday for the next 5 weeks minimum.
Yeah.
And then more dates to be added. If there's a Thursday and it doesn't work, please let us know, and we can always book them in for a different date. But we've also got the RAN online training happening over the next few weeks as well, and more dates will be added to that as well. I think one of the other things for me, seeing the progression of the RAN brand, we obviously, before the takeover, we'd already gone through the process of updating the logo and making that more, fresher for everybody. But the marketing materials that are out there now as well, a load of materials have just been added to the website. And again, it puts RAN in at a different level. The marketing has always been okay, but it's not just okay anymore. It's amazing. I absolutely love the materials that are out there.
And it's probably worth pointing out that a lot of the material that's been added and a lot of the material that's going to get added over the coming weeks and months is down to member feedback as well, because we've had people saying, look, in my town, I could do with this particular perspective. Where we are, this is a question we get asked a lot. Can we have something on that? So very much take advantage of those drop-in sessions with Heather, but also just take advantage of the fact that you've always got an open door here to suggest improvements to marketing. Marketing ideas, we're full of them, but sometimes the best marketing ideas are the ones that are suggested by the member agents. So keep those suggestions coming in.
Yeah,
Is
100%.
what I would say.
Yeah, 100%. And we are listening. We've always tried to listen, and we've always tried to implement some of the feedback that we've had, but we've been restricted. Now I'm not saying that we're not totally restricted and we're not going to be able to do everything, but we genuinely are listening. So
I think it's fair to say that the word is agile. I think we can react quicker to
yes,
suggestions that are coming in. There's less red tape around sort of deciding whether or not something is a good idea. Sometimes we can implement things a lot quicker than previously, which is, I think, a godsend for everybody.
yeah,
But you've got more exciting stuff.
so many. The dual branded videos. If you haven't seen the dual branded videos yet, we've emailed them out. We're looking for our members to dual brand the videos that we've got. Send us your logo, make sure it's in JPEG or PNG format, and we'll brand them up for you, send them back out. And they're great for social media, your website.
And so just for anybody that's not seen these videos, these are really professional videos that have been shot to highlight and to showcase the actual agent. So it's not necessarily all about RAN. It's for your audience. It's for the agent's audience. It's for their buyers. It's for their sellers. It's for prospective clients. And it really sells all the advantages of employing an agent that is a RAN agent, and it tells you a little bit more about the network. But they are superb videos, and I think got a great presenter there, and I think any agent would be pleased to have them out there. And as you said, it's really great for social media just to be able to sort of drop them into your timeline every now and again. And they carry that dual branding, so it's not like you're promoting one brand without always pushing your own. You'll always be front and center, which is where we'd like you to be. So I think, yeah, those are great.
Yeah, 100%. Really push the USP that you've got. You are the only selected agent in your town that has the ability to promote relocations within your area, the access to out of town buyers. So why wouldn't you shout about that? Because it's there for you to use and it's there for you to benefit from. And the more our members shout about it, the more members we can get on board the network in neighbouring towns to assist with the relocations as well. And I think it's as important to push your brand, or it's most important to push your brand, but to build the network, we also need you to shout about it as well, to give agents the fear of missing out.
Yeah, but I think when you look at the advantages, and some RAN agents use this to really good marketing advantage. I think the bar in terms of when you get called out for evaluation, there's a lot of sameness out there with agents. They've all seemed to have floated to a similar sort of level. Everyone's walking in with the same handout. Everyone's got a similar CRM that sends out automated. All great. But if you want to walk into a room with something a little bit different, then that's something to shout about, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Use it. Absolutely use it. We've also got regional meetings that we're in the process of planning for later on in the year as well. So October, November time. More information is going to be coming out on the regional meeting dates, and we're in contact with the regions to start looking at those dates and start securing venues for them. Recruitment is a huge driver for us. And one of the things that I want to do when I'm speaking to members is really getting their feedback on where are your applicants coming from? Who's not on market out of area? Is there specific areas that we can target, and getting feedback on which agents would you recommend? Who would you like to be able to work with? Is there somebody that you've been recommended, somebody you've worked with in a chain in the past that you think would be a great fit? Can you introduce us to anybody? Really helping to sort of build the network and get members in areas that were missing. So please, again,
everybody remembers who they don't want to work with, and now's the time to start remembering the people who were great to work with.
Absolutely.
They sometimes can be few and far between, but there are some superstars out there, and you do find them when you're working in a chain. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And again, from our point of view, from a recruitment point of view, we want to work with forward-thinking agents. We want to work with agile agents, as you'd already mentioned earlier on. We want to work with agents in non-competing areas. There isn't crossover with other members, who really will benefit from the networking, the fraternity, the community aspect of what we've really pushed hard on building, because that's what is going to make the network so strong and stable moving forward. So promote your membership, promote the hell out of your membership, because that is going to help us with recruitment, whether you think it will or won't.
Fantastic.
Then, even more exciting, I'm so excited about, honestly, I can't contain my excitement. Later on today, this is hot off the press. Literally, we're in the process of writing the email now. Over the course of the next 24 hours, we've got some big announcements around conference. The RAN Awards are back. We're going to be doing the regional awards again. We're going to be doing the Carter's Cup again. We're going to be doing different awards. And we've got some really exciting news to announce to everybody. So if you're not keeping an eye on your emails, keep an eye on your emails.
You're not going to want to miss this, because
do not miss.
I don't want to give it away, but there's a lot of value there as well.
Yeah.
There's some goodies in that email that are worth quite a bit of money to everybody, and there are people that would kill to be in the same position. And I think it's great, and it's a lovely way of doing something different, but also something that's really going to benefit agents in terms of what they'll learn, who they'll network with.
Yeah,
I can't give it away. I can't talk about it.
No, you can't give it. No, don't give it away. Keep your lips sealed.
But that's very exciting. So that's coming out later on today, and all those details will be there as well on exactly how to put your submissions together for awards and things like that. But I'm going to stop talking before I give the entire plot of the film away.
Yeah, absolutely. And all I'll say is exclusivity.
It is a very exclusive offer. It is
it very much is. Finally, and just a very quick sort of mention to it, one of the things we've also been working on is the ability to send commercial leads as well. So if any of our members have got commercial departments, we want to hear from you, because we're opening up the ability to do commercial referrals as well as your standard property referrals.
And am I right in saying as well, we've got the ability now to field commercial inquiries that even if you don't have a commercial department, so for every time somebody's walked through the door saying, I've got a shop up the road, can you help me with it? And you say, sorry, we only do residential, but have you tried them down the road? You can now actually say, yes, we can do something with that and put that lead into the network. So I think that's great. There are very few, I could be wrong here, but I'm happy to stand corrected, but there are very few multidisciplinary firms out there that tend to specialize in everything, and that's absolutely fine. We want you to be specialists in selling residential property, because that's what it's all about. But if you do get commercial inquiries, if you're getting rent review inquiries, professional work, lease renewals, that's revenue you might have kissed away before, but now you can take advantage of that.
And again, it's just helping your customers. You know, you never know who is going to walk through that door, and rather than turning people away, which is potentially not going to lead to anything ever, and they happen to be talking to their mate down the road, and their mate has got something that they're looking at selling. If you've had a really positive interaction with that agent, even if you're not able to actually help them, they would still say, oh, I recommend you talk to. They were really helpful when I spoke to them, because every interaction is a positive one. So yeah, it's just about expanding the services that we're offering at RAN. There's loads more in the works. You know, we can't throw everything at everybody all in one go, so it's all going to be coming out drip feeding.
You wouldn't be able to cope. You wouldn't be able
to. But the next 12 months are really exciting plans in the works. So watch this space.
And if I can just say, it is so great to have you back, because you are a wealth of RAN knowledge for a start, but also you've got a really nice team coming together there at RAN, where you've got different skill sets and but that you're all lovely and approachable and easy to deal with, and there's nothing you won't do for your members, and
No.
that's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Louise, who's our referral consultant, she has really great experience with RAN. She's been a member. She's worked with member offices, so she understands the system from a consumer point of view, going in, putting leads on, and she's now helping to place those leads that are coming through and help keep the leads updated. Louise is a font of knowledge as well. So if you ever have any issues, Louise is always at the other end of the phone. And then you've got me and Adam, who are out on the ground. We're talking to members, we're recruiting members. Adam's got a huge amount of knowledge. Obviously, I did 15 and a half years at RAN with a 10-month sabbatical to then return. So I know RAN pretty well, I'd like to think. And then Rich, again, hugely knowledgeable in the industry. He understands agency inside out and is a really good leader to be taking the network to the next level. Simon? Is Simon?
I'm sure he'd be very pleased that you mentioned him, even in that way. Simon is Simon. And the one thing that I think, I was talking to somebody yesterday, I can't tell you who they are, but they were saying that sometimes you just need connecting to somebody within the industry. Simon has the biggest black book of contacts I have ever seen. There is literally nobody that he hasn't dealt with previously. So you're lucky to have that resource.
100%. Yeah. 100%. I have a huge amount of respect and admiration for Simon. He's one of a kind, and you would never be able to replicate him. But at the same time, we wouldn't have him any other way. And then we don't need to really say an awful lot about Peter. Peter Knight, again, an absolute legend within the industry. And he's going to bring a huge amount of wealth and experience to the network as we continue to grow as well. So it's really exciting.
I think what you've all got in common is that you are absolute champions of the agents, and you absolutely also believe in almost like a higher standard that we should hold ourselves to in terms of what we do. And I think that's at the core of what RAN does so well. I whilst you were out of the office, I had the really great opportunity to visit one of our RAN member agents, actually down in Ascot. And we did a little bit of filming down there, but it's clear from talking to the people that work in these offices, I'm not even talking people particularly sort of high up the chain, but member agents who do live and breathe that RAN brand, but also the values of it. And just to sort of spend a little bit of time listening to how they were handling inquiries that were coming in. And having worked in estate agencies for 25 years, I always get anxiety listening to other people handle calls, especially when it was my own team. Yeah. But actually, this team were just superb. Everybody that came in was dealt with in such a great way. And they are asking those quality questions, which, and if you don't know what they are, then yeah, that RAN training is going to do you a world of good. But it's superb. And the other thing, when you talk about RAN training, there are those RAN training sessions now that are being led by suppliers and other consultants as well. So you've had, so I think we just scheduled one on SEO, whether or not that is a thing for the future. So that's one that you shouldn't miss. That's with Nelly from Art Division. We've had the fantastic Chris from PVS, who's been doing some updates on digital marketing and the use of videos. And it's not highbrow stuff, it's the basics. But what I'd say is, when you've sat in one of these sessions, it's so easy to implement some, if not all of the things that people are talking about. And it really does sort of help your profile. And yesterday I also sat in on a lettings compliance webinar, and all of those are available for people to watch back afterwards if you can't watch them live. But they are exclusively for RAN members. And they're all part of your RAN member benefits. You need to take advantage of them.
Yeah, 100%. And you're not paying any additional for these sessions. These are for your staff. These are for the people that are on the ground, and it helps with their own professional development as well. How do they take themselves to that next level? And you know, rather than just ticking along, being happy where you are, growth always comes outside of your comfort zone. So try one of the videos, try something new. What have you got to
Yep.
lose?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Heather, thank you very much. Just a really great to have you back, and I'm sure the members are all happy as well. And I know you can't wait to get out there and start seeing people again in the regionals and on the road. And you know, the announcement that we're not allowed to make right now, but that's all exciting. We'll see you there as well. But for the time being, thank you and welcome home.
Thank you very much. It's a joy.
Great.